like, what do you guys do? Or what do you guys like, what are you best at? And I feel like the list is pretty long.
I know. Someone asked me the other day what our flagship product was, and I found it interesting to answer because I'm like, well, it depends what you need. But I would almost say that one of our like unique offerings is we do offer a marketing strategy. So this is like we literally audit everything you have and then build you a strategy on how to get to your goal. So that's kind of like a very unique one for if you're not sure what your next step is. Moreover, in general, we do offer quite a few services. So we have social media management. So this is full management. No, you have to provide us all the captions and put everything in spreadsheets and drives, and we do nothing, very much so where we literally take the A to Z. We tell you what photos and videos we need. We provide you with the content calendar, the schedulers. We do the research on the hashtags, like full service. Um, then we also offer email marketing. So a lot of times, you're going to see a lot of your conversions from having an email list. It's one of the highest converting parts of a marketing strategy. So if you don't have an email list, we can set you up with one and create a funnel in order to build that list. We on that note, we also do set up like full funnels and courses. So if you are setting up a course and you're like, okay, after week one, this email has to send, blah, 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 then we build all of that for you. We've built like full 90-day courses where every single day you're getting different things, as well as just like shorter courses where maybe it's like a weekly update. So obviously the price will range, but there's really nothing that's not possible. Um, we also do search engine optimization. So that's one I would say that's argumentatively our newest service. Connor certainly has done SEO for decades, well, years, but it wasn't something that we really brought into Stardom Up for a while. But the need for it really started to show. Just like being the top of Google really can make significant difference on your business. So we decided that we had a few clients doing SEO, but now it is a dominant service, and I would actually say it's one of our most successful services. So like the difference we can do in rankings for a site is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's
Like I
significant.
always yeah, I always say to the
Yeah.
guys, like, those charts are crazy. Like, let's
Yeah.
let's keep those going. Yeah, so that's search engine optimization. Then we have website management. So that certainly overlaps with SEO a lot. Sometimes it's just a component of building more onto your site so that you perform better for Google. Other times we're completely auditing the user experience and we're adjusting it there. So the team does really build it for you in a sense. We recently were talking to a woman who had a website builder that was really cheap, but it was $300 to get consulted for how to build the website. And we were like, that's wild because again, you're expected to know the best practices of marketing, prior to hiring this person. So we really walk through with you like what's the path of least resistance from meeting your user to actually seeing the sale, and how can we make sure that's very obvious on your site. And then we also, we'll incorporate like all branding. I mean, Sydney's our branding queen. So you can, like visually, you'll come up with a really aesthetic, but also like a high converting site is always the goal. And then having people, one of the next services is paid ads. Having paid ads people on the team, they're always going to remind the website team, like, okay, well, we're going to need a landing page for this type of ad. We're going to need a landing page for that type of ad. So you kind of have that team that's constantly bouncing off each other and making sure that your website's built with everything that it needs to be built with in order to fulfill SEO, paid ads, and even social prompts, something like having a page where you can subscribe to a newsletter. People don't always think about that. They'll be like, oh, go to page 3 at the bottom. There's like a little prompt to join the newsletter. That doesn't really work if you're pushing people from social and trying to get them to join. Like adding a page is quite simple and can really help that customer journey. So so it's kind of things like that. Um And then yeah, that's kind of that would definitely be, and then paid ads was the last one. So everything from Google Ads, Meta Ads, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Reddit, you name it, we've probably pondered with it. Google and Meta are definitely the heavy hitters. If everyone's starting, I would say there's not often a time that going outside of that for your first ad is going to make the most sense. It's just really set up with the best cost per click and the best traffic. So why would you go to a place that has 2,000 people when you could go to a place that has 20,000? And the engagement rates are the same for the most part. So not like, and if anything, a lot of them have a higher threshold for starting. So like LinkedIn ads, oftentimes you have to be spending at least $20 a day. Whereas Meta, Google, you could do $2 a day. We're not saying that's what you should do, but you physically can. So it gives your budget can go a lot farther. But yeah, and then with the website too, there is website management or website build. So you can have both. Like if you need help or support, um, anything that's gone wrong with your website, Connor can usually fix it. So, and then I have this random act of being able to save Instagram accounts. So if your Instagram's been hacked, I have been able to, or Facebook, I have a clean record of being able to get them back. So, lots of like funny kind of little ones where we've added services, but those are definitely our core ones.